Listen to this story. Hundreds of thousands of people likely overcharged for generic drugs by CVS. That, according to a new lawsuit accusing that one pharmacy of submitting claims to insurance companies at inflated prices.
In one shocking example, CVS is accused of charging $135 for a 90-day supply of a generic osteoporosis drug. Customers paying cash for the same drug paid $12. Dr. Todd Cooperman is the founder of PharmacyChecker.com. He joins us now with what you need to know to avoid being ripped off. Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having
we
me
want
on.
to point out at the top, CVS is accused in this suit, but other pharmacies do the same thing.
I believe so, yeah.
So talk about that, but also talk about, first of all, what can people do to check these prices?
Yeah, well, first, it's really kind of ridiculous because you have people with insurance who are paying for that insurance, or their employers are. They're being charged more than if you simply walked in and asked for the cash price or the discounted price. And in this case, CVS had a program and has a program where I think it's maybe $15 a year, and you can join their discount program, and you can get generics very cheaply, you know, $5, $10, $15 depending on the drug. But if you have a discount a card from your employer and you go in, you have to pay the copay. And if that copay for generic is $15, $20, even though you had you asked about the cash price under the discount and it was $5, you're going to end up paying, you know, whatever your copay is. And that's what this case is about.
I'm taking it in my wallet because here at Fox I've got a CVS Caremark card, and that's where I get my drugs.
Yeah, and you know, I have insurance for my employees, and we've actually done mystery shopping at PharmacyChecker.com and have verified that this is true. If you go in and you show, you know, we show our card and we have United Healthcare, you know, we're actually paying more than if we had used the discount.
Cash.
And you can basically go to, you know, all kinds of major pharmacies, and they will have these discount programs, but you need to ask for them. And
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. You really have to be an advocate for yourself. And unfortunately now, some generics, whether you get it through your plan or through a discount program, the prices have gone crazy. I mean, you might have to pay $100 or something that a few years ago might have been $10. And there are some options, you know, there for consumers as well, if you'd like to talk about it. Yeah.
What's your advice for people watching? I mean, if you do have the Caremark card and you can only shop at CVS and you know it's part of this lawsuit, what do we do? If you don't ask about the bonus cards or the plans that you were talking about, is there something else we can do? Can we go to your website, shop around for different prices for these drugs?
Right. Well, first, in most cases, probably you can just shop around and you'll get a good price. But
so
you
I need
have
to call
ask.
Walmart. I need to call CVS. I need to call Walgreens and find out what they're charging for
Right,
this
and
one
you may
drug.
have to go in with your prescription sometimes and actually show it to them. But if the price is really ridiculously high, and about 5 million Americans actually are now going outside the U.S. to get their prescriptions filled because they can't afford the price here.
Can you trust other countries' prescription drugs?
If it's a licensed pharmacy in another country, you can. It remains illegal for a consumer to do it. 5 million people do it. The FDA does not go after consumers for doing it. And that's another thing that Pharmacy Checker does, is to see what the prices are around the world and make sure that these are licensed pharmacies, because you certainly, you know, can get something very bad on the internet.
Yeah, I think of my grandparents that were on so many drugs before they passed away, and the astronomical costs that they were paying. It's just ridiculous. And a lot of people can't afford it, and then they lose their lives because they can't pay for their drugs.
My grandmother, who was in her 90s, was actually faxing her prescriptions to Canada to get medication at a lower cost.
Listen, it might be illegal, but some people do what they have to do to save their own lives.
Sure,
and it shouldn't be that way in our country.
Yeah, and they say now 35 million people actually can't afford their medication in the U.S. right now, even without what's going on.
Thank you, Dr. Todd Cooperman. PharmacyChecker.com. Check it out. Thank you very much.
Excellent
Thank you very
job.
much.
Thanks.